What if you didn't have to choose between an SUV, an estate, and a sedan? That's the pitch Dacia is making with its newest model. And today, we're finding out if it actually delivers. This is the all-new 2027 Dacia Striker, and it might just be the most interesting budget car to launch in Europe this year. Dacia isn't shy about the ambition here. The company describes the Striker as blending the elevated driving position and ruggedness of an SUV, the practicality of an estate car, and the efficiency of a sedan. Renault Group. That's a bold claim for a car starting at under 25,000 euros. So let's break down whether it holds up, starting with how it looks at first glance. The Striker doesn't look like it's trying to hide what it is. This is Dacia's second model in the C segment, sitting alongside the larger Bigster SUV, and it shares the same design DNA. But the proportions tell a different story. The Striker stretches 4.62 meters long, similar to a C-segment estate, Netcar show, yet it rides on SUV-like ground clearance, 20 centimeters for the 4x4 version and 19 centimeters for the front-wheel drive model, Netcar show. Despite that clearance, the roofline stays low, with an overall height of just 1.53 meters, compared with over 1.60 meters for typical C-segment SUVs. Netcar show, that combination, SUV ground clearance with sedan-like height, is really the whole engineering thesis of this car. Dacia's design director, David Durand, put it this way: the Striker represents a new balance compared to conventional SUVs, rather than just another entry in that same crowded category. Look closer at the body and you'll notice it's split visually into two zones. Above the shoulder line, the surfaces are smooth and aerodynamic, with a raked windscreen and an elongated roofline that nods toward classic estate styling. Below that line, things get more rugged, flared, structured surfaces meant to evoke SUV toughness. It's a clever visual trick, and it's tied together by Dacia's new T-shaped LED lighting signature, which wraps around all four corners of the car and also shows up in a wide light bar across the tailgate. Wheel sizes range from 17-inch steel wheels on the base trim up to available 18 and 19-inch alloys, and buyers can option a panoramic glass roof that extends all the way back to the rear seat. Step inside and the Striker's cabin will feel familiar if you've sat in a Duster or Bigster, but with some unique trim touches. Standard equipment across the range includes a 10.1-inch touchscreen and a 7-inch digital instrument cluster. What's genuinely clever here is the instrument display. It uses optical reflection technology to project key information as a floating 3D image, giving the gauges a sense of depth you don't usually get at this price point. Dacia has also kept physical buttons below the main screen. And thus, thankfully, there are no frustrating touch-sensitive controls on the steering wheel. In a market where automakers keep stripping away physical switchgear, that's a genuinely welcome decision. Unlike the three-row jogger, the Striker is strictly a five-seater. But where it makes up for that is cargo space. The boot offers up to 600 liters of capacity, and the Striker is the first Dacia to feature a three-piece modular cargo floor with two height settings, so you can configure the space for either bulky items or smaller everyday loads. There's also a power tailgate, and for road trippers, Dacia offers an optional roof box, adding another 480 liters of storage, plus its U-clip accessory mounting system throughout the cabin. Dacia says it's also worked on refinement here: thicker glass on the windshield and front windows, along with more sound-deadening material to quiet down what has traditionally been a weak point for the brand under the hood. The Striker skips diesel entirely and goes all in on electrified hybrid power, in keeping with Renault Group's broader shift away from combustion-only options. There are two main hybrid configurations. The entry-level hybrid 155 pairs a naturally aspirated 1.8-liter four-cylinder engine with two electric motors, producing a combined output in the region of 153 horsepower to the front wheels. Then there's the range-topping hybrid 154X4, which flips the formula. A smaller 1.2-liter mild hybrid petrol engine drives the front wheels through a 6-speed dual-clutch automatic, while a separate electric motor powers the rear axle. giving the Striker part-time all-wheel drive without a mechanical connection between the axles. That 4x4 model also comes with a proper suite of drive modes: snow, mud, sand, and off-road, plus hill descent control, which is a rare inclusion in this price bracket. Curb weight comes in at approximately 1,400 kilograms, and Dacia quotes a drag coefficient of 0.29, respectable numbers that should translate into decent real-world efficiency, with Dacia targeting CO2 emissions under 100 grams per kilometer on the hybrid variant's. Dacia is sticking with its familiar trim structure: Essential, Expression, Extreme, and the range-topping Journey, which adds items like electric seats and larger 18-inch wheels. Even at the entry Essential level, the Striker comes with the 10.1-inch touchscreen, digital gauges, smartphone mirroring, a rear-view camera, and electric windows all around. A genuinely strong standard equipment list for the money. And that's really the story here. Pricing. The Striker is expected to start under 25,000 euros, undercutting rivals like the Volkswagen Golf, Opel Astra, and Toyota Corolla, while offering more space and a higher driving position than any of them. It's effectively positioned as a rival to cars like the Skoda Octavia Combi. But with SUV-inspired styling and capability thrown into the mix, sales are expected to begin in select European markets, including Belgium and the Netherlands, before the end of 2026, with a broader rollout to follow. So, does the Striker actually pull off being 3 cars in one? On paper, it's hard to argue with the formula. Estate-like dimensions, SUV ground clearance and capability, and sedan-like efficiency, all wrapped in a package that undercuts nearly everything else in its class on price. Is it going to outcorner a proper sedan or outtow a full-size SUV? No. But that's not really the point. The Striker is a pragmatic, well-equipped, genuinely versatile family car for people who don't want to overpay for a badge or overcommit to one body style. In a segment obsessed with taller and heavier SUVs, Dacia going low, light, and affordable feels almost like a rebellion. And that's exactly the kind of car this budget-conscious brand has built its reputation on. If you're cross-shopping the compact SUV and estate segments in 2027, the Dacia Striker just made that decision a lot harder. In the best possible way. That's our full breakdown of the 2027 Dacia Striker. Let me know in the comments, would you pick the Striker over a traditional SUV at this price? Subscribe for more first looks as we get closer to launch.